Hey everyone, Russ Frushtick here with Polygon. We are here checking out Watch Dogs, which seems to be maybe the most talked about game on the show. Pretty big deal. How long have you guys been working on this game?
We've been on it for more than 2 years now,
Okay.
and we still have quite a bit of time to go.
Yeah.
We're not shipping anytime soon. We're not shipping this year. We have one of those luxurious situations where we have resources, a lot of talented people, and Ubisoft backing ourselves up to make sure that we ship it when it's ready to be played.
It's kind of an out there concept. How did it come about?
Well, it came about like natural conversations,
Yeah.
right? Anybody here probably had a beer conversation about Facebook and your information and conspiracy theory and those kinds of things. So it started from conversation like that, and at some point we basically wondered, what if we reverse engineer that conversation and made a game out of it, right? Where you're someone who can tap into other people's information instead of being the victim of it.
Yeah.
And it started to emerge a lot of exciting ideas, and when you start seeing that every creative minds are very stimulated by something, you want to do prototypes. So we tried like traffic light accidents, those kinds of stuff, and it became apparent that not only from a gameplay perspective, but from a subject perspective, everybody, whether they were coming from France, like United States, or like Montreal and Quebec and all of that, were really stimulated about the area, so we wanted to explore it.
Yeah. So what game engine is this running on?
This is running on Dunia. We're boosting what's being done on Dunia. Like most of the programmers, a lot of the programmers have been working on Far Cry 2 with me and other people before. So we knew the tech day one, and we spent years, on the engine to make it even more interesting and more powerful to push the limits of what's possible with the city.
Obviously, it looks nothing like Far Cry 2. It's
No, of course.
Very, very
Technology doesn't mean same games.
Yes,
definitely.
absolutely. There's been a lot of speculation that this game is not coming out on the current gen consoles.
Yeah, I know.
I know it's listed as Xbox 360 and PS3 on your site, and the frank conversation is that no other game looks this good. So, can you today, for sure, promise me that Watch Dogs is coming out on current gen consoles?
Of course, yes, it does.
We're gonna dredge up this video if it doesn't make it.
No, it's gonna happen. Basically, right now the game runs on PC, as you know, I'm sure. Then, we confirmed for PS3 and 360. Our programmers are just crazy. I'm not a programmer. I don't understand how the hell they can do that. But they are doing an amazing job to make, every bit of every meg or everything you can think of, exploited for this. So it's very spectacular. But it doesn't really stop there. We really explore multiple platforms. We've really shown to people inside this little box there the iPad version, which is a continuum of the experience of what Watch Dogs means to everybody's watching everybody in this kind of mood. So an experience like that benefits from multiple platforms. So we're on multiple platform games, and as we grow over pushing the contents to its limits, if there's other opportunities that shows up and it improves the experience, then we'll surely listen very carefully.
There's a sequence not in this presentation, but in the original presentation, which kind of hinted at it could have been co-op, it could have been another playable character. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about it,
Okay.
but not a lot. Where basically, we think an action-adventure game from an online perspective have not been pushed that much. They're very typical online experiences right now. I think with everything that's going on with connectivity, we had the exciting areas we could explore. So we wanted to give a little tease of what it could mean if you're playing a game that feels single player and has a lot of realization into it, a lot of opportunities for gameplay, and then you're able to tap into everybody's reality. Then maybe someone else somewhere is able to do the same to you. And what that means, is he there to help you? Is he sometimes there to be against you? What kind of impact he will have on your universe and the other way around? So in the end, you're asking, is it co-op, is it multiplayer? It is single player, it is multiplayer, and it is also the entire spectrum in between. So it's
big.
very weird and exciting,
Yeah.
and we don't want to say all the details right now because we think that definitely the best way for people to get something that special will be to grab the controller and feel it for themselves, because we don't want to talk for them on that. So we're going to wait and show the real thing before we go further with that.
It's definitely not coming out this year, you've said.
Yeah.
Apart from beyond this year, we have no concept of when we're going to...
When it's done. When that game is done. You saw IC3, you saw Far Cry 3, Splinter Cell. They're all games that we see every day with really talented people. So those guys and everybody helps everybody have more time making their games. And on top of it, the scopes you see around you is the kind of scope we're aiming for too.
Yeah.
So we need to take the time so that we can push both scope and quality. Like one thing we take really importantly for us in the team is to basically push for all of the stuff to be perfect. So the shooting is going to be up to notch with the best third-person shooters out there. Like the driving is going to compete with the driving games. The navigation will compete with the best open-world navigation game, which is probably Assassin's Creed. And also, on top of that, all the tech will be able to be layered with all those gameplays. So it takes time to do just the basics of that. Now we have it. We have those kinds of mechanics, and we have the layering on top of it. We want to make sure we take the time to make that fun and amazing for everybody to enjoy.
That's great. I'm on board.
Right?
And I'm going to come back here.
Okay.
If this game isn't coming out on modern consoles, I'm going to say, I remember we had a chat.
No. Like
We'll
there's
see.
No chance. I'm not going to lose that one.
No
I promise.
chance.
I promise.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.